Yeah.
Mm.
Are you gonna keep it up short and shaved?
Probably.
Oh yeah. Good.
For
Good.
now, yeah. Until I get sick of it, right?
Yeah. Then you give it time. My skin is peeling because I had a
Your
peeling
chemical
2 days
peel. Yeah.
ago. Yes. So every day a little will peel.
You're like a snake shedding its skin.
Yes. We should do this from time to time. Rosie, let's go.
All right, let's go.
Welcome to the Rosie and Roula show. Marhaba.
G'day.
I have a question for you. Of course, I have a question for you. For who else?
Always.
Who should pay on the first date?
Oh, I think you should split it. 50-50. Or you pay for your... Well, because I don't want to pay for someone else. I mean, I don't want them to expect to pay for me. If I choose, then that's okay. But they better acknowledge that. If they don't say anything, I'm going to be pissed because that tells me they just expected me to pay.
So what differs this from being out with friends for a meal and or a first date? What makes it different?
I get my friends to pay.
It a date?
It's the same. I don't know. But I would expect the same from a friend as I did on a date. I don't say to my friends, come out for dinner and pay for them. Just as if I said, hey, do you want to go out on a date? Rolla, let's go for a sexy dinner. This is hard actually, because what if it's an expensive date? You know what I mean? Like, I think it just has to be set up front. If the other person is paying, they can say. Otherwise, I think it should be assumed that you're paying for yourself.
Oh, what if they say, let me take you for dinner, and then they don't pay? This also can happen.
Oh, I would be very pissed off, actually.
At the moment?
If you say something, follow through.
In the restaurant, you would be pissed off?
Well, I'd probably be silent about it. But yeah, I'd be silent and let it stew. I don't know if I'd have the guts to say something because you've just met this person. I don't know. That would be a deal breaker almost.
So this kind of person won't get a second date?
Well, unless they went, oh, shit, I forgot I said I was going to pay or something. But really, perhaps it would be on me to bring it up. Go, oh, you said you were going to pay. That would be so awkward. Can you imagine how awkward that would be? Oh. Yeah. And what if they said, no, I didn't? I didn't say that.
Yeah, that would be the end of it. Because you know they're unreliable.
Right. But what's your point of view? Some things you're very traditional on, like etiquette, and other things, most things I think, you're very modern and progressive on. So where do you stand on this?
In my opinion,
yes,
person on the first date, the one who's inviting the other, should pay.
Okay.
It's like a token of wanting to be with that person, going out of their way to have a date with that person. And it depends. If the date is just dinner, then this person who invited me, or if I invited someone else, I would be pay for the first date. If it involves something else, like have a walk and eat a snack, a street food, because the date was so beautiful, it's been hours since we had lunch, and that my date paid for the lunch, then I would offer to pay the snacks. And from there, it can be a game.
A game, a bit of flirting.
Yeah, a bit of flirting. Like, oh, come, I want to show you this street food. It's so yummy. Let me buy you something. I want you to try it. So it's part of flirting, making the date happy. I don't know. That's what I think.
So did your husband pay on the first date? You don't remember?
I can't remember.
Was
Was it a date? We went out for drinks and it was mutual, but I can't remember. Oh, I
Mm.
think we went to two places and each one of us paid
Okay.
the first, and the other one paid the other, the second. I have been, not have been, I came across this couple, they have a podcast, and they are so like contrast. She's progressive and she wants women to have um, the same things as men, equality, and be responsible financially, etc. And her husband, he's a traditional guy. He wants her to relax, stay at home, look after the kids, and he wants to be the bread owner,
How does that
earner, and
even
everything.
work?
And he talked about that men should pay. And now I'm talking in stereotype gender,
Right, right.
male, female, with something not for you because you are girl gender. Um, and that's a problem because if a guy thinks that they should pay, it's a problem for you with your girlfriends. Like, who's gonna
Who's
pay?
going to pay?
You have to figure it out in your gender world. And I felt I don't agree with him when I was hearing them that men should pay for everything because this take away my authority if he's going to pay for
It's a
everything.
power play.
Not,
There's
yeah.
immediately an imbalance in power, and I think that's always very dangerous. So I'm with you.
And I think as much as a man would like to pay because he wants to show how much he cares and take responsibility for that woman, women also want to offer this. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, if it's a guy, I really wonder what their opinion is.
Okay,
Men, if they
here's the
should pay,
question.
and for girls, I don't know.
Let's change it a bit. You've got three
Yes,
kids. You've got three
yes.
kids. Have you ever sat any of them down and had this talk? Or
No,
like if you were to sit down with one of them, say your youngest maybe, because I'm assuming he hasn't been on a date yet, but I never know. I don't know.
he's been in love so many times.
Oh, how would you talk him through this? Because when you've never been on a date, it's the first person you're asking out, you're probably really nervous. What would
I
your
tell him,
advice
like,
be?
if you ask that person on a date, you should pay. That's my take.
And what if he said, well, I shouldn't have to pay? What would you say?
Then I have to really figure out for myself what the approach would be. if they have to agree who's paying. Of course, it's nice to have also these open conversations about, okay, listen, I want to go on a date, but you have to find a restaurant that we both can afford. And that's the hint.
True. It's
No,
not
we're
romantic,
too
but
shy
it's
to talk
practical.
about it.
We are too shy to talk about money. Oh my gosh, we need an episode talking about money. I'm quite passionate
Your point,
about it.
I like it. What did you say? We're too shy to talk about it.
We are.
Because we want to show the best part of us for that new
We're
date.
too proud, or even sometimes there's shame around it. Like, how much do they earn? How much do I earn? They're going to think I'm poor or up myself, or I don't want them to know how much I earn because maybe they earn more than me, or maybe I earn more than them. And we just get in our head and it's ridiculous. Yeah.
How many people spend more money than they can afford to keep the face that I can pay for these dates, I can pay for these dinners. And the other person, when someone has money, they don't notice sometimes the struggle of the other. So when they go to a fancy restaurant and they order
Right.
and they pay, the one who's comfortable with the money will not think, oh, this
They
is
don't
maybe
even
too
notice.
much for the other person. And the other person is so
Okay.
proud, won't say anything.
So is it etiquette, Ruler? Is this a non-negotiable etiquette for the person who asks the other one out to pay? Or is it time to flip the script a bit and encourage people to have a conversation? How are we doing this? I want to shout you to dinner. Would you be comfortable with that? My treat. Or how would you feel
I
about...
like to think that the one inviting, the first date, should pay.
So etiquette, that's it. It would annoy you if the other person didn't?
I mean, the other person should not be offended because, there are people who don't want anyone to pay for them.
Well, true. Too proud.
Too proud I mean, this is also something. I'm taking it from my point of view. But what if that person gets offended if someone's paying for them?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Well, okay.
Yeah.
This is just interesting.
Right? We need our listeners to help us because we don't
Yeah,
have all the
please help.
answers.
Please help. This is too hard. I don't like etiquette, but also it makes me feel uncomfortable having a discussion about who's paying before you even get to the date. However, I think money and sex are probably the two biggest things in relationships or in a marriage that cause the most conflict.
I have a last question for you, Rosie. How would you feel when your date have paid for the dinner, the drinks, for everything, for that event? How would that make you feel?
I'd feel pretty special. I'd also maybe feel a little bit uncomfortable, but yeah, I'd feel special, like, hey, they really like me.
Yeah, and a bit uncomfortable. Oh, okay. I guess we don't know. We don't have an answer. Each one has their own feelings and desires and little thing that
I say assume
offend us.
50-50 unless it's said otherwise. Do not assume the other person's paying. That's my final say. And Roula
say
says
pay for the first date and
Right.
offer the second or a snack or whatever.
all right then.
All
Let
right,
us know your
listeners.
thoughts.
Bye.
Bye. If you got a kick out of our conversation today, can you pretty please hit the follow button and share it with another opinionated person? This is the easiest way for you to support the show. It also gives Roula and I the motivation
Rosie,
to keep
I have
going.
to stop you there. Stop telling people what to do. If they like to follow the show and share it, it's totally up to them. Guys, please, can you help us follow and share the show? Thank you so much. See you next time.
Said.